G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here. So welcome back to another delivery unboxing, and today is actually a special unboxing. It's a car that I did not think I would see. We did not get them, I believe, in Australia for sale. It's JDM, so all you JDM nuts out there are going to love this car. Thank you, Casey HANCOCK, mate. You did find it and send it to me, so I really do appreciate it. It's Carrera, it's digital. Let's get stuck into this unboxing. The unboxing, and as I said, it was a Carrera special. But before we get into the car, massive thank you to Casey HANCOCK, who purchased two of these by accident and offered to sell me the second one, which I was super excited. So thank you, mate. Casey is a YouTube and an Instagram follower of mine, so mate, without your input, you reaching out to me to purchase this, I wouldn't have had one. So thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. And about the JDM part of this, the Japanese domestic market car, JDM is a huge fad phase in Australia. We love our Japanese cars here. Quick background on me, I'm an 80s boy, and as soon as I could drive, I purchased numerous JDM cars. My favourites that I can remember is an R32 Skyline, gunmetal grey. I had a white R33 Skyline, which was beautiful. I've had Cordia turbos, Exa turbos, ET turbos. I've had a fair few JDM cars and I can't remember the rest. So to me, super excited. Now this car is very famous. But before I say any more, let's unbox this together. So Carrera 132 digital, quite a special release. Very excited to have it. And here it is. It is the Toyota Sprinter Truno AE86 Initial D Special. Now look at that. And it's actually pretty damn good detailed. I haven't cracked it open yet because I'm, again, too excited, need to make a video. If you're not familiar, it's a cartoon from Japan. He's a delivery driver. This is his car. It's about drifting. I'm not going to go into the full history of it because you can Google it, go on YouTube, buy the DVDs. I have the DVDs, but this car is the star. From memory, the original release had a yellow RX-7, a white RX-7, a gunmetal grey R32, and I think it had an Evo plus this. Could be wrong, but then it evolved into more cars. So Initial D, check it out, Google it, watch the cartoons, read the comics, awesome. And the other cool thing is it comes with a minifig, which is grouse. I know the Carrera tow truck things, they came with a female, I think, minifig, which I think is a cool addition, but it comes with, what's his name? Takuma Fujiwara? I didn't know his name, still don't know his name. But there he is. I think that's him. But awesome. Now let's have a quick look at the box art. Whoa, very, very famous car. So super excited to have this, and I know the JDM fans in Australia would go crazy over this. So, as always, let's zoom in, take a closer look, take it apart. I don't think I'm gonna run it on the track, not yet. So there won't be any track running of it. I don't really want to race this thing, but there will be photos to come as well. So let's get stuck into the unboxing of this beast. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what we get in the box. Now I've already taken the car off its pin, so let's move that away so we can have a look at the box itself. Now before we look at the figure, we'll turn it around, and as per usual, you get your spares in the rear. I won't open the window up, and you get some instructions. Now also take note of the warning. This car is not meant to be run on a 1/30 banked corner. I'm guessing it's going to bottom out and damage the car. So always take note of the warnings when Carrera recommends how these cars should be used. All right, let's take out the figure. And I'll try and move everything away as I can because my camera likes to zoom in on anything but what I'm trying to show you. And here he is. Now I like his pose, and the actual detail in the character itself is incredible. It's pretty well designed. So he's in a sitting motion, and the reason he's like that, and I'll show you right now, is because he's posed when the car's flat. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can put him on the base. When the car is flat, so he can sit on his bonnet, looking pretty cool. That is awesome. That is awesome. So he's posed to sit on the bonnet. This is going to be really, really good for photos for me, for Instagram. So thanks, Carrera. Love it. Now let's take a look at the car. Now I'm going to have to say off the bat, this is probably one of the most detailed Carrera cars I've seen without going into a closer look, because there's a lot going on. Hence why I know this is a special release car, and I'm so happy to have it. Now, I'm going to see if I can pick up some of the finer details. The bonnet is a woven carbon fibre, and you can almost see that. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but hopefully the light's in the right. So you've got that woven look, which is really cool. Move around to the driver's side. There he is in the car. So you've got him as a figure and in the car itself. And then that little bit of detail in the front windscreen, if you can see, it looks like, I'm going to try and get right in there. Looks like a little bit of a cup of water. That's in his cup holder, and that's the cup that he doesn't spill. So if you watch the cartoons, and again, I'm not a historian, but I have watched him, he tries not to spill, or he doesn't spill any drops out of his cup when he's drifting, driving through the mountains. That's just showing you how much skill he has. I love how that detail is actually in the car, and you can see it a mile away. You can see that cup from anywhere. So to some people, that might just be a cup of water, but that plays a big part in the cartoon. So really, really cool. Let's go to the passenger side. It's got the Japanese, sorry, the detail, it's not zooming in. No Japanese writing on this side. He is a delivery driver in the cartoon, but I don't know what that Japanese writing says on the other side, which we'll get to. Around the back, loving the old school heat mechanisms that you can see in the window, which defogs the window, a defroster. I like how that's easily to see that's actually being printed on the window itself. Oh, and then around the back, we've got a blue tipped exhaust. Super cool, like seriously, seriously cool car. And then inside, if I can get in nice and close, it looks like we've got some Recaro style seats with the seatbelt cutouts where you can put through a harness, and also it's a different color, which is really cool. It's a light orange, so they've gone all out with trying to get this to look like the real thing. Now the front, love that 80s tinted fog light. I absolutely love fog lights. My Volvo's got fog lights, and I'm so happy it does. And of course, Donut Media's favorite, pop-up lights. So really, really cool. Now, sorry about the camera, it's not going to zoom in. Now there is a mechanism to try and pop those lights up, and before I try that, I'm going to put him down and see what the actual box says, because you can. So twist the guide. Okay, so we're going to try this right now. So supposedly, and it's not doing it, but supposedly if you twist the guide, the lights pop up and down. So that's not working, but I'm going to have a quick read again, because I want to make this work. So twist the guide keel to turn on pop-up lights. So there's that. Okay, here we go. So I've pushed them down. We'll get there, guys, we'll get there. Oh, and it's as simple as, that's cool. So you got to push them down first. So it's only one release, up, not down. And as soon as you put the car on the track and you're ready to race, turn it, and up comes the lights. So let's have another look at that. So push the lights down, just don't want to stay down. The guide is straight, and all you're doing is grabbing the guide. So obviously you'll put the car in the track, and as soon as you hit the first corner, bang, pop-up lights. Awesome, 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 awesome. Rightio, so we've had a look around the car, we've checked out some of the details. Now I'm going to take the chassis off the base and have a look what's inside this puppy and see if it's any different to the other cars that they sell. Let's get into that. Alrighty, so I've removed the chassis and the shell, and all it took was 3 little screws, quite easy to take off, and here we are. So before we get into the car itself, as always in true fashion, let's take a quick one more scan around. Now the lights are staying up because the mechanism's not clicked in, and I'll show you how that works in a second. But let's just take one more look at this beautiful model of the Truno. And again, Carrera, they've done an amazing job making this almost realistic. Well done, Carrera. I'm really blown away at how good this looks. Now let's flip it over and have a look inside. And as always, I love looking inside the shell to see how it all sits. And this is very much the same as normal, but the only major difference is there's a mechanism for the lights, which is a spring loader with a little T-arm that flicks out. Now you might not be able to see that in the camera, but as I push it, you can see there's a little bit of plastic that flips down. So that can't stay down whilst the chassis has been disconnected from the car. Now, let's take a look at the base. We've got a lot going on. So this is good, actually, probably the first digital car I reviewed. So it's good to show you guys the digital chip. So as I said, it is a digital slot car, and it can be ran as analog as well, which is really, really cool. And this big monstrosity that wraps around the motor front end is the digital chip. Now we are running front and rear lights, which I think is really cool, and a couple of those wires are looking after that. Inline motor, the standard Carrera motor. It's rear wheel drive as per usual. So everything else is pretty much reminiscent of a Carrera slot car, but it's just good to see a digital chip installed. So you can see the difference between and how much that takes up room of the actual chassis itself. Now, do we have any magnets in there? I'm going to say there's one across the front of the motor. There is. You won't be able to see it because of the camera, but there is a bar magnet up front and across, which is quite normal for them. Now let's flip it over and let's talk about the digital part of it, and we'll work through it together. So here's the front of the car, massive guide. I do love the Carrera guides. They're quite good for plastic and wooden tracks. Obviously, Carrera's, I think, still the widest track with the deepest slot available for your plastic track. I don't hold me to that, but they are very wide because they run 124. So this is a great guide for your wood racing. And sorry about the camera, guys, that the camera is loving my hands and not the car. Now, here's our analog digital switch. Now, I don't know what setup it's in now, but if you put this on an analog track, you can then switch it over to digital, to analog, so it runs perfectly. Then you switch it back to digital when you're on a digital powered track. There's the lane changer sensor. So this is a active car. The track receives the light source. When you go over the track, it itself has got a little light in it, and they talk to each other, which makes the guide go left or right if you're changing lanes or pitting into the pits. So that's very cool. Again, there's the motor, rear wheel drive, a nice little bit of detail on the rear, so nothing too special when it comes to the chassis itself. It's a Carrera chassis. They work, they fly, they go very quick. And then let's have a quick look on this side of the rims, because these rims are beautiful and very skinny tyres. I'm not too sure what tyres, aftermarket, you would use if you're going to race this, which I won't be, because I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know what tyres you would use. This is very much like the old school Porsches. They run a very skinny tyre. So there we have it. So active front and rear lights. It's good to see the digital decoder in there, just how messy and how much is going on. Or when I say messy, it's busy. It's actually well organized, so they've done a good job of putting that all together. The front hubs, there's no drive shaft, as you can see at the front. They're just clip-ins, very much like the SCX cars. They just clip in and out. And there's a rear wheel drive, as I said in the intro. Awesome. So, happy that this has arrived. Thank you again, Casey HANCOCK. Mate, I'll obviously tag you in the video. Super excited to have this in my collection. I'm not going to do a hot lap because I don't want to damage it, but I will take some photos, and I might take some slow footage in due course of this car. Yes, I'm now going to try and search and find the rest of this Initial D series. Again, Google Initial D, look at the cartoon, watch it, it's grouse. Please follow me on Instagram at that slot car guy. There'll be some photos of this that I'll be taking very, very soon for my social media page. But again, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment. If I've got anything wrong about the history of Initial D, please tell me. I am learning. But stay safe. Much love from Melbourne, Australia. Cheers. Bye.